Hey, I'm straight up off the block, hopped in the phone and pushed the top back. I've been hustling for a long time and I can't stop that. Big Glock on it, best believe it, and them all back. Yeah, I be ballin' all the time, I'm point guard and a quarterback.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in to another Sports and Culture Sports Media interview. This is one of our Arkansas interviews. Actually, our last one for the year. Hopefully, it's not the last one overall. But all of our Hyman, all of our Arkansas interviews are brought to you by Hyman, your electrical supply guy. If you are in need in any type of electrical or plumbing need, make sure that you reach out to Corey Hyman. We have his information at the bottom of the screen. It'll come to you throughout the entire show. Best prices around in the country. You don't even technically have to be in Arkansas because you can go on his website and order them from anywhere in the country and get some of the best prices ever. Excuse me. And I have here with me today an extremely, extremely talented guy. One of the best, not even in the state, not even in the country, but the world. I'm going to let him introduce himself. Kalvin Hot Sauce Henderson.
The champ is here. What up, baby?
What's
How we
going
doing,
on,
Tyler?
man?
I'm blessed, bro. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. We was just talking. You fresh off the road, got in early. That's always a blessing, man. I didn't want to, catch you while you was working.
Oh, for sure, man. I'm glad that we got stationary and everything is set up. We was gonna do this on the road. You know what I mean? I'm down for it. How we gotta make it happen. I'm ready to make it happen, man. So I'm blessed to be here, set up and with you.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. And before we talk about your great career, I just from one brother to another, congratulate you on your success, everything that you're doing with the kids and the community down there in Arkansas.
Yes, sir, man. I appreciate that, man. That's what it's all about, though, really.
Oh, absolutely, man. And let's go ahead and get right into it. And if anybody would like to comment on the chat line, you can come into it. We got Corey chiming in saying looking good. There's our sponsor right there at the bottom, Corey Hyman. Make sure that you reach out to him again for any type of electrical and plumbing supply needs.
Big
Kalvin, let's
Corey,
go
what's
ahead
up,
and
big dog?
go ahead and get right into it, man. I saw you began boxing at the age of 15, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, sir. 15 years old. Yes, sir.
Yeah, and you that wasn't your first love because you kind of took up a lot of other sports as well. What was it about boxing that attracted you the most?
Man, it's almost as if I was a natural at it. So the first time I went to the gym, my mom finally took me to the gym after begging and pleading and proving that I want to box. She finally took me, and the coach was showing me the fundamentals. And he was like, "Man, where did you box at before?" And I was like, "Nowhere." You know what I mean? It was all off of DVDs I got from Walmart and just in my living room, just practicing stuff and going out in the garage and hitting the old mattresses. But she finally took me there, and it was kind of natural. But it's kind of crazy. 'Cause later on, I found out, Tyler, that I was adopted at the age of 22, and so I was then told that all my biological side of my family, my dad, my biological uncles and stuff, was all professional boxers. So it's crazy how God has this like plan within you, and nothing can stop your destiny. You know what I mean? No matter what route you take, no matter how far off you get from it, your destiny is your destiny, man. So it's a powerful story.
So, and this wasn't even in the research. And I'm glad you brought that up.
Yes,
Finding that out, man, at the age of 22 into your adulthood, what was that feeling like when they came to you and told you that you were adopted? Were you automatically curious about finding your birth parents?
So to be honest with you, I was upset. You know what I mean? It was a shock. And imagine one thing that you knew about your whole life getting flipped upside down on his head. Everything you thought you knew about, even like back to your health issues and health questions and concerns, you don't know. You know what I mean? Because you don't know your biological parents, like the stuff they have going on with their health wise, mental wise, whatever. And so at first I was upset. And then my mentor slash coach slash father figure, Kevin Lightburn, he told me like, "What are you upset about?" And I sit there and stop, nose dripping from snot, crying and stuff. I'm like, "You right." You know what I mean? Like I'm blessed, man. Like I'm in a way better situation I am now than I hear I would have been if they would have kept me and not gave me for adoption. Man, I got a music college, I got a music education degree, man. I'm boxing, I'm running a gym, part owner of a gym. Like I'm blessed, you know what I'm saying? So I had to stop, think about what am I really upset about? really was nothing.
Absolutely, man. That's wow. That is an incredible like backstory, and it's nothing like just like you said that your parents had that boxing background to know about those genetics. What makes you great, but
Yeah.
not having the genetics of your foster parents, um, your adopted parents. How much did they instill into you for you to become the person that you are today?
Oh man, everything. So my quote unquote adopted parents, I call them my real parents because I don't
Mhm.
know. I mean, I know of my biological parents, but my parents, what I call my parents, now, they raised me, man, and the morals and the values that they instilled in me is part of who I am today. And at the beginning, they didn't want me to box. You know what I mean? My grandma told me I had asthma. I was gonna die in the ring if I started
Oh
boxing.
no.
My mom told me I was too pretty to box. Gonna mess up my face. You know what I mean? So they weren't a big fan of it at first, but and I showed them how dedicated I was to the sport and how much I really wanted to do this. And little by little, I proved to them this is what I want to do, man. And now they are 100% behind me now.
Man, that's I'm telling you, man. Nothing like those backstories.
Dude, man, I'm telling you, man. I can't even write this book if I had to, man. Like it's just guys doing, man.
You got to tell your grandma, man. Floyd was his nickname, Pretty Boy. Pretty Boy is the box, man.
And that's this ain't no accident. You know what I mean, Tyler, man. I gotta say this way, I'm a good boxer. I gotta keep slipping and dipping those punches. Can't get hit.
Hey, that's the name of the game. That man made a whole career out of dodging punches, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Look at him now. So, the name Hot Sauce.
Hmm.
You got that nickname in high school, right?
Correct. Yes, sir. And I wish it was like some kind of cool, like the story about me being adopted story. It's not, man. I really just put hot sauce on everything I ate, man. It even got to the point to where I would carry my own hot sauce in my bag with me for
Oh
lunch
wow,
at the cafeterias. And now that just slowly transferred to me as making it hot in the ring. You know what I mean? Every time I get in the ring, it's hot. They get hit with some hot sauce punches now.
so do you remember who gave you that nickname?
Man, I can't remember in particular, man. It's almost like it was a joke at first. You know what I mean? 'Cause I had my own hot sauce bottle in my
Yeah.
bag. I would take out, sprinkle on my what they call taco snacks, on my mashed potatoes, my corn, my salad, whatever I was eating for the day. Sprinkle a little bit of dab on it. You know what I mean? It almost started like a little insult or hot siding, but it just stuck.
As a professional boxer and being at the level that you are currently, do you have a hot sauce endorsement?
Man, so I'm actually working on that, man.
Okay.
I got a couple contacts in league, but by all means, Tyler, if you know somebody, let know somebody. I'm always
Hey,
open, man.
I might have to find out. Deion Sanders' son, he just got an NIL deal with barbecue
With hot
sauce.
sauce? Oh, barbecue
Well,
sauce.
yeah,
Okay,
got
okay,
barbecue sauce. So I
okay.
mean, I don't know if they make hot sauce, but I can see if I can do the research for you, man.
For sure, man. I got a couple leads on some things. They ain't came to fruition yet, but definitely in the works. So
Yeah, yeah. Now, with that story and your level of success, you definitely need your bottle of hot sauce in these stores, man.
yes, sir.
That yeah, we go work on that. Of course, Jordan, right? Um, now you also mentioned earlier that you have a music background. Um,
yes, sir.
I think you went to school of percussions. Is that correct?
Correct. Yes,
What
sir.
What was the instrument that you went to college playing the most?
So I've been playing drums since I was about 6 or 7 years old. And whenever my parents, specifically my mom, she told me I couldn't turn professional in boxing right out of high school. She wanted me to go to college. So I knew that music was gonna be what I go for because I love music also. And so I played on the drum line all throughout high school. I played on the snare line. And so when I went to the University of Arkansas to audition, when they loved the kid, man, they loved me, offered me the full scholarship with in-state tuition just to
Mm,
be a part of the music program. So I did it. I studied hard. It was very awkward in some of those classes, man. 'Cause I was the only person of my skin color in some of those classes, but we stuck it through. We learned a lot, not only from music, but just from life about being in college. And I got through it. I told my mom when I graduated, now it's for you. Now it's time to get mine out. And so
right.
returned pro not too long after that. Yes, sir.
Now, my daughter is actually she's a drummer. She's in middle
Get on
school
down.
currently. Yeah, and
Okay.
good. So with that subject, like what type of advice would you have for someone like her or anyone that wants to become a drum major into college?
Yeah. So when it comes to being a percussion major, it's a lot of A lot of practice time, man. So I actually did a research when I was in college, and music education was one of the top most stressful majors in
Mm.
all of colleges, man. Because not only do you have your regular coursework, but you got your practice work too with all your instruments you got to do. So there'll be time where I won't leave the practice hall till about 2 a.m. in the morning, go home, go to sleep. I'm back in there at 8 a.m. You know what I mean? And so it's a lot of self motivation, a lot of self reflection, a lot of quiet time, a lot of long time. But if you're really serious about it, you're gonna make it happen.
As a drummer, how serious was the movie Drumline?
Man, that's funny you asked that. And so that movie came out, at least where I'm from, got released right when I was making that transition from junior high to high school. And so when you make that transition, you start talking about drumline and being a part of this and that. And so it was huge, man. It was like huge impact. You know what I mean? I was like, oh man, this is what drumming on drumline is gonna be about. I can't wait. And then we got to the drum line, and it's kind of like that a little bit, but less famous stuff. But it definitely motivated me, man. People even calling me in high school Little Nick Cannon,
Oh
just because,
man,
man, like, dude, like I was cold on it, man. Not only cold with the hands on the faces, I'm cold on the drum heads too. You know what I mean?
yeah. I mean, that go. You got to have quick hands, man, to be a drummer.
Yes,
So
sir. Gotta
it
have
may be
coordination too, man. Yes, sir.
exactly. Gotta gotta know what you're doing with a man.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
on your website, one of your quotes is, "We don't get ready, we stay ready." What does
Yeah.
that quote mean to you?
So it kind of came from professional boxer has this kind of niche of being what I call part-time boxers. And so
Mhm.
they only in the gym whenever they have a fight day lined up or set up. And my response to that is that you never heard of part-time lawyers or part-time doctors. And so why would I be a part-time boxer? So I stay in the gym all year long, man. Now I don't train as intensely as I would if I have a fight coming up. But I'm doing what's called maintenance work, is I'm still running my miles, I'm still hitting the heavy bags, I'm still doing work with my coach, Kevin Lightburn. But that's where the term if you stay ready, you never have to get ready, especially early on in your professional boxing career, because you may get a phone call and the fight's 2 weeks away. Fight may be a week away, but if you're already in the gym, already in shape, already been sparring and everything, you're more reluctant to go like, yeah, let's do it. Let's make this fight happen than you are if you gotta give me 8 weeks, I gotta lose weight, I gotta do this. No, man. So if you stay ready, you never gotta get ready.
And for those who's tuning in that may not be familiar with hot sauce, talk about your accolades for a second, man, because they're very prestigious.
Yes, sir. So first off, I've been boxing since I was 15 years old, as we talked about previously. And I don't fought in USA boxing tournaments. I don't fought in Golden Glove, National Golden Glove tournament. I don't fought in the National Power tournaments. I done got as high as ranked as number 4 in the country as an amateur. I don't fought for the national team USA team. We don't fought against Kazakhstan. And so I done did almost everything you can as a amateur boxer, except for go to the Olympics, which was really close to doing that too. But that's for another story. And so I turned professional in 2016. I've been fighting, knocking cats out since then, man. I went all the way up to number 10 in the world and competed for the WBA world title this past summer in Minneapolis, Minnesota. So a lot of people that I know has had professional careers and never once fought for a world title. And I did that in only my 16th professional fight. And
Mm.
so a lot of hard work, a lot of grit, a lot of ups, a lot of downs, a lot of self-motivation, a lot of teamwork. We made it happen though.
That big title, man, the title match. What did you like? What type of takeaways did you come from that match?
So Tyler, it's funny you say that. So lead up to the match, as a professional, you can't let the hype build you up or get you nervous enough. You got to treat it like it's another day in the gym, because those platforms are designed to be such a big deal that sometimes you get carried away and you lose sight of your game plan, or the crowd motivates you the wrong way. And so during and the build up and during the match, I was locked in. And so I don't usually get the chance to enjoy the moments during. But sure enough, after the fight, like a week later, 2 weeks later, when things kind of calm down, I'm on a treadmill back at home, running, and I'm watching the fight again. It's like, damn, man, that was a pretty big moment. You know what I mean? That was me
Yeah,
right there on TV fighting. But that right there opened up so many more doors fighting on TV. And they say once you fight once for a world title, it's easy to fight again for a world title because they know your accolades, they know your platform, they know your skill sets. So they're more willing to put you back in the situation again.
and speaking that Showtime fight, man, when you whether it was from your manager or whoever told you first, like hot sauce, man, you about to be on Showtime boxing.
Yeah,
What was that feeling like when you got that news?
dude, man. First off, I was super excited. First off, back up. So my first opportunity to fight on Showtime was back in 2020. I think believe it was February 2020. And so I got told the news like a little bit right after my dad passed away January 1st. And so it was a huge uplift. It's like, yeah, I get to put all these emotions and feelings aside for a little bit, focus on this fight, get my first televised fight on a national broadcast. But then 2 weeks before the fight, big dog, I had to have emergency surgery to my eye. I had a
Mm,
detached retina and it put everything on hold, on pause for a little bit. And it kind of derailed some things for a little while, man. But everything how God works, everything's a minor setback for a major comeback.
yep.
And so, long story short, when that first Showtime happened in July of last year, it was all surreal, man. And it was a main event. So the fight I was supposed to have before my eye surgery, I was like one of the opening bouts on a Showbox fight in Vegas. But this time, I was the main event on the 20th anniversary of the Showbox series on Showtime. This is a big deal, man. It's crazy how God works, man. It ended up being for the better.
Mental wise, 'cause I'm so big on like mentalities and mental health and thought process with people. When that injury happened before your first
Yeah.
Showtime fight, what was kind of going through your head mentally at that time as you're going through the road for recovery?
Man, honestly, I thought it was over with, Tyler. So the doctor told me on a Friday, and we had sparring set up in Kansas City. That same day I was supposed to get my eye checked out, get my stuff passed, go spar. And he told me, he begged me, like, if you were my son, I would beg you not to go spar because you were one punch away from being blind the rest of your life. Doctor told me that, and they hit me hard, man. And so, of course, the offices are closed on Saturday and Sunday. So now I got all weekend to brood and think and
Yeah,
just be depressed. You know what I mean? I'm talking with my wife about what we gonna do. Should I move back to Texas? Like, man, it was a lot of thoughts racing through my mind. And so Monday, when we finally went in and talked to the surgeon, my whole mindset was like, look, doc, if we can't get back to boxing, then I'm gonna go find a doctor to tell me I can't get back to boxing. I always tell my wife, like, if you come and say anything crazy, we out. You know what I mean? Like we leaving. And so we came in, and man, the doctor dude the surgeon was amazing, man. He looked at me and he told me like, I can fix this. I can fix this, and I guarantee that it won't be a problem, dude. And he told me that with the utmost confidence. We took it and ran with it, man, and here we are, big dog. But mentally, I was broken down, man. I actually went through depression, which I never went through that in my life. And a little bit of me, not to talk down to anybody, I thought most of that was all mental and people being weak minded. You know what I
mhm.
mean? But I instantly saw depression, and I didn't know I was going through depression until I was actually coming out of it. I gained about 30 pounds, 30 to 40 pounds. I wasn't wanting to run no more. I wasn't wanting to work out anymore. I couldn't really work out like I wanted to. So it was a lot at one time. But man, we got out of it as way stronger than we did going in.
Man, that is, I'm telling you, man, it's nothing like comeback stories.
Yes, sir.
Always the best.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
training, especially for a fight of that magnitude, or just training in general, what is that typically like, um, diet wise or just exercise wise? What do you go through to get ready for a big fight?
In short, death. No, man. Dude, this stuff is crazy, man. Like I tell people, if you want to be a professional boxer, you can't be sane all the way. You gotta be a little bit of insane to do this, man. Because the things we put our body through. Imagine you training for every sport all at once. I do swimming, I do running, I do weights, I do the pad work, I do everything a lot of these other athletes do for their specific sport, all for my sport. And the worst part, in my opinion, is the weight cut. You know what I'm saying? Imagine not having the ability to eat what you want to eat when you want to eat it. You know the old saying that you don't miss your water till the well run dry. That's kind of how it is. You don't know how much you crave things and want things until you can't have it. And man, it's hard, man. It's a test if you will, but that's the first part of boxing is making the weight.
Yeah, man, that's I I talked to a couple of other boxers here in the upstate, and they was telling me about their workout plan. And you see when Floyd was going through all this stuff, and he had the Showtime features.
Yeah,
I'm like, man, training for boxing is one of the hardest things somebody can ever. You got it similar to football. You're right. You got to be off a little bit to know you're going to
yeah,
be taking those punches, to know you're going
definitely,
to hit those punches.
definitely.
On that mental aspect, man, let's go inside the ring and we going inside the mind of hot sauce right now.
All right.
You're facing your opponent. It's eighth round. What's running through your mind of how you can get this finished?
But so first off, when I step into the ring, I'm never worried about what my opponent is doing. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how fast he is. It doesn't matter how strong he is. I can't control that. Only thing I can control is what I bring to the table. How hard
Mhm.
I worked in training camp, my skill sets, my attributes, my speed, my power. So my whole idea and my whole thought process is to impose my will on him. Now, of course, I'm making slight adjustments, and my corner making adjustments in the fight. Like, you see, he's dropping his right hand when he throw this certain punch. We make those adjustments, of course, but it's less so much of thinking. It's more just putting my game plan to use and to work.
Yeah. Now, one of my favorite movies is Creed
Oh
because
yeah,
I think they actually dive into more the mental psyche of a boxer
yeah,
inside and outside of the ring.
yeah.
A- And especially Creed one with that final, scene they got him in the ring and he's fighting for his life. And they're talking to everybody in the corner. Is that kind of realistic of what it's like inside that ring?
Dude,
What he's
Tyler, it's
looking
crazy you
at
say that,
listening
man.
through?
Because, like, out of all the boxing movies out there, Creed 1 is my favorite boxing movie by far. Because the
Yeah.
exact same thing, I feel like it really dive into what's it like to be a fighter. You know what I mean? Like, the trial, the tribulation, the sacrifices, thing going on in your mind process, everything. And my first big fight, like, that kind of pushed me over to the next echelon, the next level of boxing in my career, when I fought in Philadelphia for the first time as a professional. And the fight was so hyped up. I went to the guy's hometown with his hometown promotion, his judges, the crowd,
Man.
everything was against him, man. Like, it's a fight nobody that was 10-0 will ever take. We took that fight with the confidence, went in there, and the fight was so hyped, and I was so ready to punch this dude in his face that I had a big adrenaline dump in the first round, man. Like, my legs were gone.
Oh
I couldn't feel
man.
them jumps, man. You talking about adversity? Like, I never in the corners asked what round we in because I'm in tip top shape. It doesn't matter. I asked my corner. I'm sitting there like, what round is it? They go, we were round two. I'm like, oh shit, oh, dude, my
that,
legs was no. I couldn't feel
that ain't
nothing, man.
that
That
ain't
ain't
good,
good at
man.
all. That ain't good, man. So now you got two options. You know what I mean? And so we go out there and we make the fight competitive. We end up dropping them, I think, in the fifth round. But like I said, I couldn't feel my legs. And my coach, Kevin Lightburn, the genius, he keep telling me to do things in the corner in the ring that require using my legs, like pivoting out,
Mm.
stepping around, sliding out. And round after round, I'm going, Coach, I can't feel my legs. You go, yeah, okay, but do this, do that. Coach, I can't feel my legs. Yeah, I hear you, but do this, do that. Finally, in round six, after round six, he goes, excuse my language, fuck your legs. Do this shit for your kids, man. I
Hey,
looked him in the face. I said, you know what, coach? You're right. I went out there the next round, knocked him out. Dude, fight's over with.
that's pretty dope. Man.
Yeah, man.
And I'm visualizing it now because that
Dude, that fight was hype, Tyler, man. Like, it's on YouTube right now, man. If you could see the weigh-ins before, like I said, man, it's pretentious, man. This guy, he had his whole entourage there, man. He's like talking trash. He put his forehead on me at the weigh-ins.
oh
I'm there
no.
with
It
my
did
team.
this.
I ain't from Philly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He gonna tell me, you where you at? You in Philly. You might not
Oh
make it
man.
back. Oh shit. You know what I mean?
Oh, he
Now it's
death
personal.
threat. Oh no, yeah, no, he said a death
Yeah,
threat.
now it's personal now, man. Yeah. It was
Oh,
crazy though, man. But you got if you got time to go back and watch that fight on YouTube, man. Against a
oh
dude
yeah.
named Brandon Robinson, man. Good fight.
I'm
Promise you
def-
it won't waste your time.
I'm definitely watching it, and I'm looking straight at your legs around too to see if I can see anything wobble or anything.
It was crazy. Like, I held it together, like on the outside looking in, looking pretty fine. On the inside, man, everything was gone, man. I was shaking, boy, shaking.
Man, that's now like I don't think people give like for Floyd, they don't give Roger the credit I think he deserved.
Yeah,
That that manager right beside you, man, and telling you what to do, telling you how to maneuver round by round. How important is that for a boxer to have somebody with experience and that amount of knowledge to help you out throughout these rounds?
For sure. So the biggest thing these young cats and young fighters got to understand that your coach is the eye that's outside that see things you can't see.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever you're in the fire and it's hot and you see this, see that, he's on the outside where it's calm and maybe can see openings that you're not able to see because you're in the fire. You know what I mean? But with that being said, before even any of that, you need to get you a coach that you can trust as in professional ranks that ain't gonna take advantage of you and take your money and put you in fights you shouldn't be in because it's all about trust in this business, man. Like you gotta have a team that you trust and can build with because there's a bunch of sharks, man. If
Yeah.
anything professional boxing taught me is about these cats are in it for money. I guarantee you, man. So having that coach and that manager that you trust and you build a team around, that's even more important than doing the fights.
Now, as a boxer, man, and somebody who played so many sports growing up, was there any particular athlete that you looked up the most within any sport?
Man, man, heck, sure, dude. Initially, so I'm a stick with boxing. Boxing, that's my thing. You know, I'm a old school fighter, man. I go back and watch films from the 1930s and stuff. But when I first started boxing when I was 15, my biggest idol was Roy Jones, man. That was the guy, man. I mean, the guy
Uh,
had the
yeah,
shoes, he had the belts. I had my haircut like Roy, man. Like you couldn't tell me nothing. I thought I was Roy Jones Jr., man. You know what I mean?
he had the Jordan contract.
Correct, man. I think he was the first boxer ever in history to have a Jordan contract, man.
He might have been.
Yeah, he not the last one, but he's one of three I know for sure that had a Jordan contract. And then after I got more into boxing and more experience, Andre SOG Ward, man, that
Mm,
guy, man, I shaped a lot of my skills off of him. The way he uses jab, the way he doesn't waste any movements in the ring. Everything he does is calculated, and he's a smart guy. I don't know if you know Andre Ward, man, but he hasn't lost a fight since he was 12 years old. He's the last American Olympic gold medalist, retired at the age of 36, I believe, undefeated with two-time world champion. So, man, that guy was a real deal.
Now, I know there's a big fight. I don't know if they made it official yet, but I kind of wanted to get your analysis on it. Tank versus Ryan Garcia, man. How do
Woo!
you where you see this fight going?
Garcia going to sleep, man. And Garcia actually takes the fight and actually gets through the prep for the fight and
He's the
shows
one
up in
who's
the ring,
talking the
come fight
most.
night. He always talk the most, man. He's
Yeah,
a Hollywood. He's a YouTuber. Ryan
he
Garcia is a
is.
YouTuber, man. Yeah, so he gonna hype a fight. He gonna talk a lot of trash, man. He gonna put a YouTube video out of him doing this. But is he gonna get in the ring to fight? I'm not 100% sold on that yet, man. But if it
Okay.
does happen, Tank put him to sleep, man. Tank is not to be messed with. This boy is a bad boy, man.
Tank a beast, man.
Dude,
I
I go back and watch these guys spar. I don't just watch the fights. I go back and watch their training counts. This dude is throwing bricks with every punch and training. Bad
yeah,
intentions, man.
it's man. I'm
Dude, man, Tank's a
as soon
beast,
as I
man.
saw Ryan Garcia mention it and I was looking, I was like, you won't Tank?
That's all
Yeah.
hype, man. He
I would
gonna
have
pull
left
out,
that
man.
fight
I
alone.
don't think it's gonna happen, man. I think he's gonna pull out for this or that or whatever. It needs more time, or I don't know,
Yeah,
man. But
it'll
I
be a
don't see
big
this
money
going down.
fight, but yeah,
Oh, huge, man. Huge fight.
yeah, the boxing world. I mean, they need it, and the way YouTube is going. I mean, you see how I forgot their names.
Jay Paul.
Yeah, the Paul brothers.
Yeah, the
How much
Paul
money
brother.
they're generating? They're in
Yeah,
WWE now.
yeah, for sure.
As a boxer, though, man, when you look at the Paul brothers with some of the matches that they have, and not with really real boxers, but with MMA fighters, do
Yeah.
you your community do y'all respect that?
So initially, this is me personally. I can't talk for my community. I can talk for myself. And me personally, I was offended at first because you got boxers like me who work their ass off day in and day out just for the opportunity to fight on TV. And here these guys are, my first fight, getting paid $600,000, $700,000 to fight
Mhm.
retired NBA players. You know what I mean? And we work hard and wish we got a similar opportunity. But with that being said, I understand he has a whole network and a whole new crowd, faces a crowd that he's bringing with him from the YouTube channel. So of course, like I told you, French box is all about money. The more butts you put in those seats, the more money you're gonna make. And so I respect that. And also respect that what he said that at the WA convention, this is Jake Paul I'm talking about, they gave Jake Paul an honorary world title belt,
Mm.
which is offensive as heck because I know a lot of people who bleed in and out the ring for them belts and never get it. But here they are giving him an honorary belt. He goes, man, I don't think I should earn this. I don't think I earned this yet. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think I should just give it to me. So that I do respect. But it's all about money. It's all about ticket sales, pay-per-views. You know what I mean? That's how boxing works, though.
And lastly, man, because I know that I had the kids in the background. I know they're waiting on you.
They going crazy, man.
When everything is all said and done, man, and you done put your boxing gloves up, and not even, let's not talk about the future yet, because you're still in the present.
For sure.
When you're not boxing, what are some things that you enjoy doing the most that kind of takes your mind away from the ring?
For sure, man. So first off, every day in and day out, I'm always indulging in boxing, man. Because not only am I a professional fighter, I'm also a personal trainer and a group and fitness trainer at Straight Right Boxing and Fitness. So I'm teaching boxing, I'm working out, I'm training for boxing kind of my whole life. And it got to go through my family, my kids. My son Carter thinks he's a boxer right now. It's just all around me, you know what I mean? But the biggest thing for me is showing the kids, the next generation, the community, that you don't have to shoot a ball, throw a ball, and knock somebody out to be big time. You know what I mean? You have other avenues now in this world with IT, with different corporations, different jobs, and whatever it is you want to do. Like, you can do it as long as you put your mind in and you invest in yourself and you put the work in, man. Go get it, big dog. You don't have to do what I do to be successful. That's what I'm trying to say. And so that was my biggest message to the kids. I go in the community. I do talks and outreaches and programs all the time when you tell them, like, man, whatever you want to do, I don't care if you want to be a professional light bulb changer. Be the best at it. Dedicate yourself to it, put the work in, and make this shit happen, man.
Man, look, if you ever in South Carolina, let me know, man. We got to link up.
Oh, we pulling up. That ass, man. We pulling up.
But, man, I appreciate your time. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I see a lot of views. We got a lot of comments. And I'm kind of sad that this is the last Arkansas interview. This was the most interaction we ever had. But
that's what's up, man.
Kalvin Hot Sauce Henderson, man. I'm a huge fan now. I can't wait to follow you for the rest of your career, bro.
Appreciate that, Tyler. Man, before we get off, man, is there any questions somebody asked in the comments that you want to get to real quick? Man, I know how those fans are, man. Is there any questions that stood out to you?
Yeah,
or it kind of just
so far, man, nobody's really asked a question in the chat room. They're
okay.
Checking in.
Kind of checking in a little bit.
Bill, what's this? Poffenberger said we need to talk about Eon, man. Bill William Poffenberger. I can't even pronounce the last name. Poffenbarger. Were you familiar with him?
Nah, Poffenbarger? No, man. No, him.
All right. I get his info from Corey.
Okay.
Yeah. Sean just asked, when is the next fight?
Man, Big Sean Fresh, my boy Fresh. Man, I wish I could tell you, man, because I was told I was supposed to fight in September. Then they pushed it to October. Then they pushed it to November. Then they pushed it to December. So I tell you, at this point, I'm a professional workout person now, man. I work out every day, put in work every day, and just waiting. Because if you stay ready, you got to get ready. But they telling me it's supposed to be a big 2023, though, big dog. Supposed to have 4 to 6 fights lined up next year. Hopefully we get this ball back rolling again and get back to knocking folks out, do what I do best.
There we go. He got another question. He said, who's the best dressed in boxing, not named? I know it ain't Floyd. Floyd Tacky, boy.
The best dress? Ooh. If you ain't number one, you last, man. Gotta be Hot Sauce, big dog. Big Hot Sauce, best dress, man. We don't focus on number 2. Fresh, focus on number 1, man.
He just said, who's the boxer out there that you would like to fight?
That's a great question, big dog. Man, at this point, man, I'm ready to get back in there and fight anybody they throw my way. There's no specific names or anybody like that, man. It's really, if you see my hand right now, Tyler, you see that?
Yeah.
It's itching to hit somebody in the face, man. That's what I'm doing right now, man. It's itching. It's itching to get back in there and be throwing, man. I train every day, man. It sucks that I've got all this in shapeness and this mind readiness, man. I'm ready to let it out with somebody, man.
Corey said, what's your favorite hot sauce?
Woo!
Good question.
Hey, man, it's a tie between Louisiana hot sauce and Texas Pete hot sauce, man. I got to figure which one's the winner, but it's definitely a tie between the two.
One of the two need to call, man, set up this
And whoever called me first is my favorite hot sauce.
Connie said, is your promotional team looking for you to go after more top 10 fighters?
Yeah, so last time I talked to my promoter, our game plan is get back in the ring as quick as we can, get 4 or 5 fights, more fights under our belt, and climb the rankings once again so we can challenge for another world title in the next year and a year and a half. That's definitely the goal. So we're trying to make that happen right now. But it's when you get to a certain point in your career and you're talented, and people don't want to take that risk because they're building up their fighters a certain way, it gets difficult. But my job right now is to stay patient, stay in shape, stay ready, and then when the time comes, knock the door down.
Sean just asked, who's your favorite Texas artist?
Ooh. Man, you got so many great ones out there, man. You got a little Pookie out there, man. You got Bon B out there doing his thing, man.
Legends.
Favorite Texas artist, man. Zero, of course, man. Man, you got to go back
Kobe?
to DFW, though. Oh, yeah, man. You already know. That's a young cat right now. Listen to a name, can't remember his name, from Dallas right now, man. But, of course, you got Big Tuck. You got Fat Beezy, man. So many great out there. I can't just pick one. Don't put them in a spot like that fresh, man.
And Corey said, who was talking about, he owns the Fordham Lee Distillery.
Oh, nice. So we got to make that contact. Yeah, we got to make that happen.
Get him up. Corey set that up for him, man. I know Corey got all the connections.
Yeah, having people call my people, man. Make it happen.
Ethan said, if you could choose your dream arena, a location to fight, where would it be and why?
Ooh, Dubai. Because Dubai got that bread. They paying that money out there in Dubai. They can talk like, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's a great answer.
Yes, sir, man. They paying that buku money. It's that, I can't say that on TV. That's that money out there.
Man, what didn't Floyd have a fight on top of like a helicopter pad?
That's what I'm saying, man. They going crazy stuff out there in Dubai, man.
Yeah, it was wild.
That's where Anthony Joshua fought out there too, man. Huge.
Connie said, do you have any aspirations on moving up to a higher weight class?
Yeah, but later on down the road. Right now, we still feel comfortable and really strong at super middleweight. But of course, I know as my body gets older, it doesn't want to make the weight no more. We're willing to move to 175 because at the end of the day, skills pay the bills. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Anybody else we got any more? This was dope. I love the fan interaction.
Yes, sir, man.
I think that's it, man. I think that's all the questions. Thank y'all so much for tuning in, man, and joining us today. Again, my man, thank you so much for your time today. I'm going to let you get with the family. Oh, we have one more. Said in Team Carter.
That's my son, Mild Sauce. I call him Mild Sauce, man. So I'm hot sauce, he Mild Sauce. He got there going crazy. You can hear him back there going crazy.
All right, man. Well, Hot Sauce, thank you so much for joining me, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. It's been another interview. We out.
Appreciate y'all.